Good morning, everybody. Matt Modi here to give you my favorite MLB home run predictions for today. We are talking Monday, June 9th. Happy 6-9 day for everybody, for all those who celebrate. I'm going to have 3 MLB home run picks for you guys to lock in for today's MLB betting slate. Before we get into those, let's do a recap. Now, it was an interesting weekend. I was traveling, so I didn't have a video on Saturday or Sunday. I did give out plays on Saturday, did not get any of those to hit, and then I did not have anything yesterday. So I'm just tracking the entire season, which has not been great. Down 4 units on the year, down just below 6% ROI on the year as well. We started the year hot. It's been almost like a 6, 7, 8 week brutal cold streak. We got 2, I believe, on Thursday. Let's hope that we can get multiple today. Again, I'm going to have 3 for you guys to lock in. Before we get into that, let's do a weather report. So this is per Ballpark Pal and Weather Edge, just looking at 2 different sites to kind of see where there's agreement and stuff on the weather. Ballpark Pal is a little bit higher on some games than Weather Edge. I'll give you that. Now there's a plus 8% in Progressive. This is the combined stadium plus weather. If you're just looking at the weather, none of them are in the green, but there are a couple positive ones. And then from a stadium perspective, the best 2 are the Philly Stadium and Angel Stadium. Not as high on the weather according to Weather Edge. Now they do have a positive here in the Reds Guardians. I do have a play in that one. They're much lower on the Phillies Cubs game, minus 8% versus Weather Edge, versus like a plus 9% per Ballpark Pal. So a little bit of a disagreement there. Really gross according to the Weather Edge on the Red Sox game, which kind of matches what Ballpark Pal has as well. Good in the Cardinals game. I don't have that one. Average in the Athletics Angels game, which is kind of similar. Like they basically have, they have the stadium, the combined plus 15, the weather plus 8, whereas Weather Edge has it as a slightly negative, but more so average, and then gross in the Padres game. But regardless, that's the weather report for today. The first play that we are locking in here is Logan Oloop. We're taking him to hit a home run. He is best offered at plus 425 odds. You can get that at both Bet365 and ESPN Bet. That's the best offered price on Logan Oloop. Now, if you look at him, it's been a little bit since he's last hit his home run. If you look, he hasn't hit one since, back in May 22nd? May 22nd, he had a ridiculous stretch. Since then, he hasn't hit one. He hasn't been ice cold at the plate. Like you look at, he had a stretch here where he didn't have any hard hits. But since then, 1, 2, 1, and then the last 3 games is really what we're looking at. 3, 3, and 1, which is not amazing, but it's also not terrible. It's perfectly acceptable. And the biggest thing here is he's going up against a left-handed hitter, and he annihilates left-handed pitching. Now, he hasn't seen a ton of lefties, but the ones he's seen, 360 ISO rate on the year against lefties is incredible. And then you go to the game itself, the Angels batters. He's going up against Jeffrey Springs. So on the year, over his last 30 days against lefties, that barrel rate is up to 43%, best on the Angels. On the year, 22%, also best on the Angels. He really, really hits left-handed pitching well. And Jeffrey Springs is a left-handed pitcher who gets hit hard by righties, both on the year and recently. You look at his barrel rate allowed to righties, 8.1% on the year. The last 30 days, 8.4% on the year. Hard hit rate, 44% on the year, 53% last 30 days. That ground ball rate is really low, 30% against right-handed hitters. That is not great. And then you look at him per game day insights. We're looking at Jeffrey Springs against right-handed pitching. We're looking at his last 5 starts, basically. Home run every 19 at-bats. And it's a couple different pitches, right? Four-seam fastball, changeup, and slider that get smoked. But it's a pitcher that doesn't perform well against right-handed hitters. It's a right-handed hitter in Oloop who smokes left-handed pitching and who should have a good matchup. Like I said, the pitches that get smoked, there are 3 of them: the cutter, the slider, and the changeup. And even the fastball gets hit hard. You go through the pitch mix. Now we're looking at the current season. He hasn't seen a ton of cutters from lefties. Oloop hasn't. It's been 1. He barreled it up. You want to look at the slider. He hasn't seen, he's seen 3, 50% hard hit rate, 100% fly ball rate. He didn't barrel any of them up though. But again, these are tiny sample sizes. You want to go to the changeup. 25% barrel rate, 5 plate appearances is pretty good. And then the fastball is where he's going to have seen the most. And I guess he hasn't barreled up a fastball from a lefty this year, but hard hit rate, 83%. Line drive rate, 67%. Like those are good numbers. So I really like Logan Oloop. Again, that's plus 425 odds at both Bet365 and ESPN Bet. The next one that we are locking in here is Jose Ramirez. We're taking him to hit a home run. Kind of similar logic here. He's going up against a lefty, and he hits lefties very hard. If you remember, this was one of the rare green games, according to Weather Edge. Granted, slightly green, plus 2.6%. And then Ballpark Pal had it at plus, the combined, plus 8%. So good from a weather perspective, plus stadium perspective in both. Now, Jose Ramirez, I had him to hit a home run on Friday. He did not. He hit a home run on Saturday. I just haven't been able to quite get this guy on the right night. The biggest thing for him, he's also going up against a lefty, and he's also going up against a lefty who gets smoked. Now, Wade Miley has barely pitched the last 2 years. When he has pitched, he's gotten annihilated. I mean, you look at the current and last season, it's not a ton of plate appearances, but against righties, which is what Ramirez is going to be batting, righty against a lefty, that 6.7% barrel rate honestly isn't bad, but hard hit rate, 50% overall, 54%, 50% against righties, 54% overall. The ground ball rate is high. He is a kind of a ground ball pitcher, but it's lower against righties. And I mean, the WOBA, 411, ISO rate, 207. I mean, it's really, really bad. That's the last 2 years. This year, it's only been one start, so it's kind of hard to make anything from that. And then you look at Jose Ramirez, on the year, his barrel rate is low against lefties. He's not really a barrel guy. He is kind of like never hits a ground ball kind of guy. So the hard hit rate of 52% isn't bad, especially when you consider that ground ball rate is below 30%. That's really good. He's been better recently. That barrel rate is up to 12%. That ground ball rate is down to 20%. And the hard hit rate is up to 60%. So he does historically hit lefties very hard. And he's been barreling the ball up at a pretty decent rate. He had a really, really cold start to the year, and he's been barreling it up pretty well recently. I mean, his hard hit rate is never really going to wow you. That's not his game. His game is putting the ball in the air. So when he does hit the ball hard, it's a more valuable hit. So guys with a higher launch angle, you can accept a lower hard hit rate. And that's kind of what we have here with Jose Ramirez. So it's a good weather game. It's going up against a pitcher that has historically gotten smoked in his career. And it's back in a hot batter in Jose Ramirez. I don't want to overcomplicate it from there. That is play number 2, Jose Ramirez to hit a home run. I believe I forgot to give you the odds. It was plus 430 at FanDuel. That actually went up to 440. So you can get a little bit of a better price than what I got. I sent it out at plus 430 for a quarter unit. You can now get plus 440. But that is play number 2, Jose Ramirez. And then our third and final pick of the video, I'm going with Ketel Marte to hit a home run. He is best offered all the way up at plus 550 odds at DraftKings, and you can even get 575 at some of these other books. I honestly thought this was a crazy price. I don't really understand why we are getting Ketel Marte all the way up at plus 550. I mean, you can make the argument that he's been the hottest hitter in baseball over the last 30 days or so. He returned from injury on May 2nd. Took him a little bit to get going. Since May 8th, you look at his numbers since May 8th, and they are truly remarkable what he has done. 18 barrels, 41 hard hits, hard hit rate of about 50%, barrel rate of 22%. That's really, really good. Launch angle of 13.2 degrees is fine. He's putting the ball in the air. And just look at these barrels. I mean, yesterday, one hit, one hard hit, one barrel. 3 hard hits, one barrel. One hard hit, one barrel. I mean, the way he's barreling up the baseball is incredibly impressive. And he's going up against a pitcher, Emerson Hancock, that gets crushed by lefties. Now, Ketel Marte will be batting lefty. He's a switch hitter. Historically, he's much better against left-handed pitchers as opposed to right-handed pitchers when he's batting lefty. But this year, he hasn't quite hit lefties that hard yet. But the righties is where he's done all his damage. 391 ISO rate against right-handed pitchers this year. That is crazy good. Barrel rate over the last 30 days, 27% against righties. It's really crazy what he's been doing. And again, Hancock has gotten crushed by left-handed hitters. I mean, you look at him on the year and over the last 30 days, especially the last 30 days, honestly, 11.6% barrel rate. That ground ball rate is higher than what you would like at 41%. I will admit that. But hard hit rate, 50%. ISO rate, 286. You go to Game Day Insights and you look, he's allowed a home run every 13 at-bats against left-handed hitters. That is remarkably bad. Now, the only real downside here is the pitch mix. He mostly throws changeups. I mean, it's the changeup, sinker, fastball, what he throws. Changeup gets hit the hardest. Ketel Marte doesn't have amazing numbers against the changeup, but it's also not anything that would scare you off. Over the last 30 days, I mean, it's a small sample size, but 16% barrel rate on the year, which is what you put more stock into. It's 10%, which is kind of baseline. And then his ISO rate against changeups is 273. So it's not amazing, but it's definitely not terrible, and he never strikes out. So when he makes contact, I mean, he's always making contact, so his percentage numbers are going to be a little bit lower. But Emerson Hancock, like I said, just gets crushed by lefties. And Ketel Marte is one of the hottest hitters in baseball, and we're getting him all the way up at plus 550. So that's our third and final pick of the day. Nice and short video for you guys. Logan Oloop plus 425, Jose Ramirez plus 430, and Ketel Marte plus 550. Quarter unit on each. Let's hope we have a good day today. I appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and have a good one.